President Trump himself weighed in on who will be the next leader of the MAGA movement, who will be his heir apparent, so to speak. Newsweek reports that President Trump was asked if J.D. Vance is the heir apparent to his MAGA empire in a news conference on Tuesday, and Trump responded, quote, "most likely," while noting Vance's position. While answering questions from reporters during a news conference about the 2028 Olympics, Trump was asked if Vance is a successor. Quote, "Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president," Trump responded. "I think Marco Rubio is also somebody that maybe would get together with JD in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here, so it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point." So this is kind of interesting, this deference to the idea of Vance as a vice president, so of course he's going to be my heir apparent. I do have to say, it seems a bit difficult to imagine Trump saying that Mike Pence is the heir apparent to the MAGA empire. You know, think about Mike Pence. Even early on in, the Republican primary and stuff, it was like Mike Pence is part of the Ted Cruz wing of the Republican Party. He's more the evangelical, old school neocon. He's the type of guy who obviously opposed January 6th because they were chanting to hang him, but also because he thought Trump wanted him to violate the Constitution. He was correct to think that, by the way. So he has a bit more, reverence for the Constitution than Trump does. So I did not really see Mike Pence as being Trump's heir apparent. J.D. Vance seems to have more in common with Trump. He seems to be more of a Trump loyalist, although it is interesting that he once opposed Trump back in 2016. He was a Trump critical Republican, and now he's ride or die for Trump. But yet Trump thinks he's found a loyal guy in him. Same with Marco Rubio. He mentioned him here. Rubio is interesting because he was also a Trump critic. Watched the Republican debates back in 2016. Watched them on that stage yelling at each other. Rubio actually got Trump really mad sometimes. So yeah, Rubio also is a bit more of a neocon than Trump, although I would say he's not fully in the I guess Ted Cruz, Mike Pence category. He's sort of in his slightly more moderate category. But yeah, Trump saying, oh yeah, Vance and Rubio maybe. It is kind of interesting that Trump's even entertaining this as well, because he's still like flirting with this idea of, I'm not going to run for a third term. Probably not, he says. Probably not, implying there's a chance that I will, which also means that there's a chance that he will try to repeal the 22nd Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Pretty shocking stuff. Do you think that Vance would be successful as Trump's runner-up, his number two, the guy to carry the mantle in 2028? Because a lot of people are saying, a lot of people in my comments section, which is obviously a perfect sample of the entire U.S. population, they're saying that, Vance doesn't have the charisma. Vance has the brains that Trump doesn't have, that's for sure. He's Ivy League educated, he's sharp, he knows how to phrase things pretty well. He's slimy, he's good at dodging questions. But does he have the charisma? Does he have kind of the, oafishness, so to speak, just kind of being like crude and dopey and being able to say stuff and have it just resonate and stick with people super well, and have, these MAGA trolls on Twitter just go and, repeat his programming super well? Maybe he does. Rubio probably does not. Rubio is a strong speaker. There were Republicans who even suggested the idea that Rubio was the Republican Obama. This was back after Rubio did the response to Obama's State of the Union address. And he did not end up being the Republican Obama. He ended up losing the presidential primary in 2016 to Donald Trump and Ted Cruz. He came in third. So yeah, he did not do well. But yeah, Vance, Rubio, I don't see them being the next Trump necessarily. I do kind of feel like MAGA will actually be extinguished to some extent when Trump leaves office. I feel like the MAGA types who try to cling on to Vance, they're going to do it, but it's not going to stick super hard. They're going to sort of lose interest in him. It's easy to lose interest when a politician is not super exciting. And Trump, say what you want about him, he is exciting. People go, oh, this is a great show, man. I love his tweets. Oh, I love it for the show. But a lot of MAGA types, they do care about policy to some extent, to be fair, but they're not going to be super, tuned into Vance's sort of policy wonk stuff. Policy wonk mostly in the bad sense, of lying about policy and saying Biden and Harris had open borders and stuff. And, oh, Trump is bringing down prices, even though he's not. So he lies a lot. But I don't think that they're going to be super interested in this kind of, Yeah, guys, I am just looking out for the country. I'm standing up against open borders, bro, and I want to lower prices, and maybe we should abolish divorce. That's something that he said before. MAGA wives will not be happy when he says he wants to abolish divorce, or maybe they will. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below about the successor to Donald Trump, the one to carry on the MAGA movement. How effectively do you think they can do that? Can they keep Trump's voters? Can they keep the base together? Let me know what you think. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Morris the Merrier, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.